What if I told you that the difference between a peaceful retirement and a stressful one isn't how much you saved, it's how you withdraw it? Because in 2025, the rules of retirement are changing. The markets are unpredictable, inflation's hitting harder than expected, and living costs are climbing faster than pensions can keep up. But here's the truth. Even in uncertain times, the right withdrawal strategy can make your money last decades longer. Most retirees think retirement ends when the paycheck stops, but the smartest retirees know it's when the real financial game begins. Because now, every withdrawal, every tax decision, and every percentage you take out determines whether your money will outlive you or whether you'll outlive your money. Let's be honest, nobody wants to spend their golden years worrying about running out of cash. You've worked too hard for that. You've saved, invested, sacrificed, and finally reached the point where your time is yours again. But the way you spend your money in retirement is just as important as how you earned it. And in 2025, a few key changes in inflation rates, tax brackets, and investment performance mean one thing. The old 4% rule might not be enough anymore. You've probably heard that rule before. Withdraw 4% of your portfolio every year and your money should last around 30 years. Well, that worked once, but not anymore, because 2025 is rewriting the rules of retirement. Rising life expectancy, market volatility, and healthcare costs mean that retirees who stick to old rules might be setting themselves up for failure. So today, we're going to rebuild your retirement withdrawal plan, one that fits today's reality. We're going to talk about how much you should withdraw, when to take it, where to take it from first, and how to make your money last even through inflation and market drops.
Now let's start with the foundation, the golden rule of retirement income, sequence of returns risk. This is one of the biggest silent killers of retirement portfolios. Most people ignore it, but it's what causes so many retirees to run out of money sooner than expected. Here's what it means. If you experience bad market returns early in retirement while you're withdrawing money, your portfolio could be permanently damaged, even if the market recovers later. Imagine two retirees, John and David. Both retire with $1 million invested the same way. John experiences a few good years at first, then bad years later. David experiences bad years first, then good years later. Even though both have the same average return, David runs out of money 10 years earlier. Why? Because the order of returns matters more than the average. If you withdraw during a market dip, you're locking in losses that your portfolio can't recover from. That's why your withdrawal strategy in 2025 needs to be flexible, not fixed. You can't just blindly pull 4% every year. You need a dynamic approach that adjusts based on market conditions. When markets are strong, you can withdraw a bit more. When they're down, you tighten the belt temporarily. This approach, called variable withdrawal strategy, gives your money the breathing room it needs to last. But here's the thing. Flexibility doesn't mean instability. It means control. And the retirees who thrive in 2025 will be the ones who control their withdrawals, not let the market control them.
Now, let's talk about where to withdraw from first. Most retirees have money in three buckets: tax-deferred accounts like 401ks or IRAs, taxable accounts like brokerage funds, and tax-free accounts like Roth IRAs. And this order matters more than most realize. If you withdraw from the wrong account first, you could be paying thousands in unnecessary taxes every year. Here's the best strategy for 2025. In most cases, you want to draw from your taxable accounts first while letting your tax-deferred and tax-free accounts grow longer. Why? Because taxable accounts get favorable capital gains rates, and leaving money in your retirement accounts gives more time for compounding growth. Then, in your mid to late 60s, you can start tapping into your 401ks or traditional IRAs before required minimum distributions, or RMDs, kick in at age 73. Finally, you let your Roth IRA grow for as long as possible since it's tax-free. This method, called the tax-efficient withdrawal ladder, stretches your money further by minimizing taxes across decades. But there's one thing that can completely ruin even the smartest withdrawal plan: inflation. And that's where most retirees fail. They underestimate how much they'll need in 10 or 20 years. A $50,000 lifestyle today could cost $70,000 in 2035. So your withdrawal strategy has to grow with inflation, not fight it. The best retirees plan for this by using a blended withdrawal approach, combining fixed income like pensions or annuities with market-based accounts that grow over time. That balance keeps your income stable while protecting your future purchasing power. The truth is, retirement success isn't about timing the market. It's about managing behavior, taxes, and withdrawal timing. It's about adapting. Because in 2025, the retirees who last aren't the ones with the biggest nest eggs, they're the ones with the smartest withdrawal plan.
Now that we've built the foundation, let's dive into the strategies that the smartest retirees are using in 2025. The same ones financial planners quietly recommend to their wealthiest clients. Because here's the truth: withdrawing money the wrong way can cost you years of retirement income. But when you do it right, you can enjoy financial freedom without ever worrying about outliving your money. Let's start with one of the most reliable methods, the bucket strategy. Think of your retirement savings as 3 buckets: short-term, mid-term, and long-term. The first bucket is your short-term money, cash and safe investments that cover the next 3 to 5 years of expenses. This is your sleep well fund. It's not meant to grow, it's meant to protect. It keeps you from selling investments during bad markets just to pay the bills. The second bucket is your midterm money, bonds, CDs, or conservative funds that can generate stable income over the next 5 to 10 years. This bucket refills your short-term one as you spend it. And finally, your third bucket, the long-term growth bucket. This holds your stocks, ETFs, or other growth assets. It's your engine. This bucket ensures your money keeps pace with inflation and continues growing even 10 or 20 years into retirement. The beauty of the bucket system is as much psychological as it is financial. When the market dips, you don't panic because your near-term needs are already covered. You can let your growth bucket recover in peace. This system transforms retirement from a constant guessing game into a predictable flow of income. Now let's move to the guardrail strategy, one of the smartest and most flexible withdrawal systems available today. Instead of withdrawing a fixed percentage each year, you set guardrails for your spending. When your portfolio performs well, you can take out a little more. When markets drop, you tighten up temporarily. Let's say you start with a 4.5% withdrawal rate. You set 2 limits, a lower guardrail at 3.5% and an upper one at 5.5%. If your portfolio falls too much, you reduce withdrawals. If it grows faster than expected, you can enjoy a bonus withdrawal or an extra vacation. This strategy automatically adjusts your lifestyle without putting your long-term security at risk. The key advantage of the guardrail method is that it keeps your retirement plan sustainable and enjoyable. You never have to guess how much is too much, and you never have to panic when the market wobbles. You've already built the safety rails.
Now, some retirees prefer the hybrid approach, which combines elements of both, the bucket and the guardrail system. They keep their short-term expenses in safe assets, just like the bucket strategy, but they also set spending guardrails that shift based on market performance. It's a powerful mix of structure and flexibility, ideal for retirees who want to protect themselves while still living fully. Here's the mindset shift every retiree must make in 2025. Retirement is no longer a straight line. You can't expect to withdraw the same amount every year and stay safe. Inflation, taxes, healthcare, and market cycles will always fluctuate. That's why dynamic withdrawal strategies outperform static ones. They move with you, not against you. Now, another important element of a winning withdrawal strategy is tax diversification. You see, not all withdrawals are taxed equally. Pulling from your IRA or 401k adds taxable income. Pulling from your Roth IRA is tax-free. Selling from your brokerage account may trigger capital gains, or maybe not, depending on how it's managed. The best retirees don't just think about how much to withdraw, they think about where to withdraw from. In 2025, this is more critical than ever because tax brackets are expected to shift again in coming years. That means the money you take out now versus later could make a difference of tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. That's why creating a withdrawal tax map is so powerful. You can smooth out your taxable income over time instead of facing big spikes later from RMDs. Some retirees even do partial Roth conversions early in retirement, moving some funds from traditional IRAs into Roths each year so they can enjoy tax-free withdrawals later on. But here's what really separates average retirees from financially confident ones: cash flow discipline. Even with a perfect plan on paper, the real challenge is sticking to it. Many retirees get tempted to overspend in the early years, the so-called go-go years. The trips, the home upgrades, the gifts to grandkids. And while that's part of enjoying life, it has to be balanced. Because those first 10 years of retirement, they determine everything. If you spend too fast too early, the compounding power that could have carried you through your 80s and 90s disappears. But if you pace yourself and let your money breathe, you build an income stream that lasts as long as you do. So here's the secret. Structure your withdrawals not as random decisions, but as a retirement paycheck. Automate them. Treat yourself like you're still on salary. It sounds simple, but this mindset shift, turning your assets into a predictable paycheck, gives you freedom. You stop worrying about every market dip and start enjoying every day. And that's the beauty of a smart withdrawal plan. It's not just about money, it's about peace of mind. Because true wealth in retirement isn't measured by your balance sheet, it's measured by how much you can enjoy your time without fear of running out.
Now, let's talk about what most retirees overlook until it's too late: sequence of returns risk. This is one of the most dangerous traps in retirement. It's not just about how much your portfolio earns, it's when those returns happen. If the market drops early in your retirement while you're withdrawing money, it can permanently damage your portfolio's ability to recover. Let's take a simple example. Imagine two retirees start with $1 million. Both average 6% returns over 20 years. The first retiree experiences good market years early on. The second one hits a recession in the first few years. Even though their average returns are the same, the retiree who suffered those early losses ends up running out of money years earlier. That's the danger of poor sequencing. So how do you protect yourself from it? The answer is simple but powerful. Income segmentation. During strong market years, you take profits from your growth bucket and move them into your income bucket, the safer one. During down years, you draw only from the cash and bond buckets. You never sell stocks in a downturn. You let them recover. This one rule, don't sell in bad years, can add a decade to your retirement portfolio. That's the quiet truth financial planners know, but few retirees actually follow. Now, let's look at the other silent killer: inflation. If your withdrawal plan doesn't account for inflation, you're losing money without realizing it. The cost of living in 2035 could be 25 to 30% higher than today. That means your current $5,000 a month might only buy $3,500 worth of goods in the future. So how do you stay ahead? You build inflation hedging right into your withdrawal strategy. That means keeping a portion of your portfolio, often around 30 to 40%, in growth-oriented assets that outpace inflation, like dividend stocks, index funds, or real estate income. You also adjust your withdrawals annually, not automatically by inflation, but based on performance. If inflation rises and your portfolio is strong, you can safely increase your withdrawal slightly. If inflation spikes but markets fall, you tighten spending temporarily until it stabilizes. This flexible mindset is the heart of a 2025 withdrawal plan.
Now let's talk about something deeply personal. Longevity risk. No one knows how long they'll live, but retirement planning must assume you'll live longer than average, because running out of money at 85 is one of the worst financial outcomes imaginable. That's why you must blend flexibility with protection. Some retirees use income floors, guaranteed income sources that cover their basic needs no matter what. These can include Social Security, pensions, or annuities. Once your essentials, housing, food, healthcare, are covered by guaranteed income, the rest of your portfolio becomes your freedom fund. That's where you draw for travel, hobbies, or gifts. This separation keeps you secure even when markets go wild. You can live with confidence knowing your bills are covered for life. Another underrated element of a smart withdrawal strategy is healthcare planning. As you age, medical costs rise, but most retirees forget to plan for it until it's urgent. The smartest move is to create a dedicated healthcare fund within your portfolio, something that grows conservatively and is only used for medical expenses. This not only protects your savings, but also keeps you from panicking during unexpected health events. Now, let's tie everything together. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. The best retirement withdrawal strategy isn't just about numbers. It's about clarity and control. In 2025, the game has changed. You need a system that balances three things. 1. Predictability. Knowing your income is stable. 2. Flexibility. Adjusting with markets and inflation. And 3. Protection. Shielding your future from surprises.
So, what does that look like in real life? It looks like a retiree who wakes up every morning without checking the market. Someone who knows exactly where their next year's income is coming from. It's the peace that comes from structure, the calm that comes from planning. And here's the final secret. The best plan is one you'll actually follow. You don't need the most complex charts or the fanciest spreadsheets. You just need a strategy you understand and trust. Because the goal of retirement isn't to keep managing money, it's to finally live your life. So whether you choose the bucket system, guardrails, or a custom hybrid, commit to one. Review it once a year. Adjust as your life changes. That's how you build a retirement plan that doesn't just survive, it thrives. Because at the end of the day, money is just a tool. But a smart withdrawal strategy, that's what turns years of hard work into decades of freedom.